Well, hello everyone. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hey, we are excited to be here tonight.
Yes.
And what an amazing God we serve.
Yep.
And, I am just grateful to God for you guys being here tonight. And I am really, 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 really excited. And how about you, El?
I am very, very excited. And as you guys come on, please let everybody know that Chris and Elle, we are live. We're talking about
We're
relationships.
talking about relationships.
Yes.
Chris and El.
Yes.
Who would have ever thought it?
Who'd ever thought?
30 years ago now. And, I can't say we in the game, but 30 years in life.
Right.
And, 30 years. And so I'm excited because this is episode 2.
Number 2,
And,
guys.
I'm really grateful to God for allowing us this privilege to be together. And those of you that are watching, and, this is our second episode.
Right.
And, we're not on our page like we should be. But, I didn't know that if I went to my personal page that I needed to give YouTube 48 hours to approve us going live on my personal page. So
Yeah.
we said we're not going to cancel, but we're just going to just do what? We're just going to flip over.
Right.
And we'll use our Grace Nation page for tonight. We will upload this episode to our page, though. So, hey, listen, we're glad to have you guys with us. And, if you don't mind, give us a shout out. Let us know who's watching tonight.
Right. Drop
And,
some comments in the feed
Yeah.
there. Let us know. As we're talking, if there's something that you want us to expound on, go
Yeah.
ahead and drop it in the comments. And then if we're on point with something, go ahead and put that in the comments as well.
Yeah.
So we'll get great feedback.
We'll get great feedback. Tonight is really going to be amazing because, I started talking to Elle about this just the other day. And, we're here to have fun and yet to also give you some tips and some tools
Yes.
that you can use. Hello, Miss Nancy. And
Yeah.
what I love about this podcast is that it is available for those that are married, those that are dating,
Yeah.
those who think they want to get married, those whose marriages are seemingly strong and healthy, and even those who said we need some work. And
Right.
if the truth, we all are a work in progress,
Yeah.
especially Elle. Elle needs a lot. Let me both see.
Okay.
Let me lay hands on her in Jesus' name.
You see how this is
Yeah,
going,
let me
right?
lay hands
You
on her.
see how this is going.
She needs Jesus and the 12 disciples. And but tonight, tonight we want to talk about this idea of
Rescue.
of the kidnapper and the rescuer.
Yeah.
And when I began to talk to Elle about this, she was like, "What are you talking about, rescuers and kidnappers?" But when you think about relationships, you're going to really be in two categories. And somebody, you may have never looked at it this way, but the kidnapper is the one who thinks only of themselves. You think about a person when they kidnap somebody, they're not concerned about the other person, what the other person wants, what the other person needs. Whether the other person is connected to family members or whatever the case, the kidnapper's only concerned about himself,
themselves.
only thinks of himself,
Right.
only wants to have pleasure for himself,
Right.
only wants to get the benefit. And so it is not a relationship by any means, but it is a transaction.
Right.
And, and so I think about that in relationships a lot of times. A lot of times people are just, there are a lot of times people are kidnapping. And what is that? What do I mean by that, El? Is that sometimes a person can be in a relationship and the person they're supposed to be in a relationship with is only focused on them. I think about it, and you remind me of this all the time, that there was a point in our marriage where you remembered something that I said, that I didn't want to grow without you.
Right.
So a kidnapper only wants to profit, only wants to flourish, and leave the other person wounded or left behind.
Right.
You want to expound on that just a little bit?
Right. Yeah. I just remember that day. I won't say that day. Just the statement that was made.
You mean I made a good statement?
You made a good statement. It left a lasting impression on me. And it really did, because I remember it to this day. This
Yeah.
was many years ago.
Many
This
years ago.
wasn't like last year or year
Yeah.
before last. This, we may have been maybe like in year 5 or 6 or
5 or
seven
6.
in
Yeah.
our marriage.
Yeah.
And he said that he did not want to grow without me. He was talking spiritually and about studying the word and keeping up with the word. But
Yeah.
then also, if you look at that hand in hand, as far as the maturing together as a couple,
Yeah.
as adults, where we can enhance our relationship, not one just doing all the work.
Yeah.
Where it's dual work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just what I want or just what you want,
Yeah.
but it's more so about what both of us want and also need.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in when a kidnapper doesn't want to compromise.
Oh my God. Listen. Somebody, oh, you struck a chord right there.
That's right.
Because if you always got to be the one with the correct answer, you always got to be the one right, like L, then we need to move you from the kidnapper over to what's the other category? to the
rescuer.
To the rescue.
Yeah.
We need to come in and rescue you.
Yeah.
And I'm really amazed at the idea. When you said it, I was thinking about it. A lot of times I try to tell people, before you get in a relationship or before you make a commitment to a relationship or definitely before you get married, then you need to know that person's desires, their goals, their plans,
Right.
because
Yeah.
you got to play a role in helping them to reach their goals.
That's right.
And really that's what I was saying, when I think about this idea of a kidnapper wants to hold you down.
Right.
A kidnapper wants to muzzle your mouth. A kidnapper wants to separate you away from everything that's really meaningful to you. And so when we talk about this idea of relationship, man, God's desire for relationship is that the two shall become what? One. And that's very important because when you're not as one, when you're functioning individually, when you're only functioning to reach your own goal and your own plans, then that puts a drag on the relationship.
Right.
It handcuffs. See, I'm talking about this kidnapper. The kidnapper handcuffs. The kidnapper ties your feet. The kidnapper keeps you from moving forward and moving forward in your life. And so we want to move from this idea of being kidnappers. I think it's Genesis chapter 2 and verse 24. It says, "For this cause shall a man leave his and a woman leave their mother and father, and the two shall become what? One. Two shall become one." And so it's very important that and I even tell our daughters, I need to meet these young men. Why? Listen. I'm just telling the truth. Am I telling the truth?
That's right.
I tell them, I say, y'all need to let me meet these young men because we need to know if there's some kind of compatibility issues. It's like a computer. They'll say something, you say, this software is not compatible. Okay. And there's some stuff that's in you that may not be compatible to the other person that you're thinking about connecting. Okay, let me be quiet.
That's true. This remind me too. We always go walking at Kennesaw Mountain.
Lately, I've been walking.
And lately, it's been
I'm just
cool.
Come
but we've walked lately, but it's been cold.
Yeah.
And so it's just now been getting back like spring light or whatever. And when we walk together, one of us may get a little tired, or may get a little windy, or our heart rate might go up. The other person doesn't leave that person. I'm gonna go by myself, finish by myself. I see you when you get there. No. We wait for each other. And kind of help push the other person along. Because we want to move together. Want to move in. Want to be what we call synchronizing walkers. That's right. So we don't want it. One person can go ahead, and we used to do that. Go ahead, I'll meet you. But then we're like, no, let's wait and encourage each other to keep moving forward.
It's amazing you said that word right there, encourager. See, the kidnapper does what he can to discourage. The rescuer does everything he or she can to encourage you, to help promote you. I believe that I am her biggest fan. I really do believe. And let's say this way. Let's say it this way. When we talk about the what I said,
Kidnapper.
the kidnapper and the rescuer. A rescuer makes sure that the person that they're in relationship with, they want to make sure that you're well. Want to make sure that you're taken care of. Want to make sure that life can be the best that it can be. And so I'm a rescuer. Yeah, I rescued her. Yeah. I rescued this girl. I rescued this woman of God. I rescued her. And because I was able to rescue her, my chief joy is always to make sure
We
that
rescued each other. Okay, let me put that in there. We rescued each other. Let's get that straight. Okay.
But that is true. She rescued me because I was tired. I was tired, and God brought her in my path at just the right time. Somebody said it from the first episode last week. This is episode 2. That I ain't think y'all never had no problem. Yeah, living with her, you got some problems. Yeah, you got some problems.
Oh no,
You got some problems. Listen, every relationship will be challenged.
Right.
I think we was talking about that idea of conflict resolution.
Yeah.
But every relationship will be challenged. You're going to have some challenges. And that's why in those vows, when people tell me they want to write their own vows, it's all pie in the sky.
Yeah.
It doesn't talk about that idea in sickness and health, or rich or poor,
right,
for better or for worse. They don't mention in that, but worse a lot of times will come before good comes. Better or worse. Worse will come a lot of times before better.
That's right.
And if you can't handle the worst, you definitely can't handle. You will not be together long enough to experience the better. So you got to learn how to handle the worst, and you're going to have some disagreements, but you got to remember: am I going to be a kidnapper
or rescuer,
or am I going to be a rescuer? In other words, the rescuer says, "Watch this, I got you.
I got you.
I got you." Not the kidnapper says, "I'm going to get you." The kidnapper says, I got you. I got you. We got this thing. We're in this thing together. And let me take you to a place where you can be comfortable. Let me take you to a place. Rescuer says, let me take you to a place where you can be comfortable. Let me take you to a place where you can experience peace.
Yeah.
Let me take you to a place where you can get life working again, back on track. That's what a rescuer does.
Yeah.
A rescuer says, guess what? I'm going to push you. I'm going to pull you up. I'm going to take you and help you get to the place where you want to get, because where you are may not be where you want to be.
Right.
And so that's what a rescuer does.
Even just like, I want to use the walking analogy again when we do Kennesaw Mountain. We tell you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. We're pushing each other.
Yeah.
And the first couple of times we get back to that mountain, it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
And we're out of breath. Our heart rate gets up.
Yeah.
And we might have to stop more times than others. But we make it to the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and then we walk down.
But before we walk down, there is nothing more satisfying and fulfilling to know that we got to the top together. Oh, let me say that again.
Yep.
There is nothing like knowing that we did it together. And, we often say that speed is our friend.
Yeah.
And speed is not your enemy. And somebody looking at us tonight, somebody who will come back and watch this podcast, will come to realize that sometimes it takes a little longer, but, we read it in scripture, the race is not given to the swift.
Right.
Nor is the battle to the strong, but to the one who what? Endures to the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not endure up just to a point, but endure to the end. So, when we think about relationship, we ought to be making each other better. Yeah.
When we get to the top, what we do, we get to the top. We take a selfie.
We
did it. We made it, y'all. We're going to post it.
We made it. We made it.
We made it.
And there's nothing like doing it and knowing that there are other people that are applauding.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be amazing that people that don't even know you will applaud. So you did it. Oh my God, they give you a thumbs up. And you need to be surrounded by people who can applaud your successes.
Right.
And help build you up in those times where it looks like you have come up short. I won't use the F word. You
Right.
know, those people who will applaud you when you guys have successes, but then those people who will be there when you have had those moments where you didn't perhaps perform as to the level that you desire to perform.
Right.
So you need people that can encourage you, good, bad, or indifferent. I really believe that that's important to understanding. And so, when I think about the idea of relationships, then my job and your job and those of you who are looking for someone, you need someone who's going to help make you better. You know, when you think about relationship, that it should be, watch this, it should be purposeful. What is the purpose? And so, yeah, when you first start out, and you don't start out wanting no purpose. You start looking,
We look at each other.
oh my
Eyes,
God.
all that goo
Yeah,
gaga.
yeah. You look at it, you look at the external. But
Yep.
then as you grow, then you begin to realize that, it should have purpose. Relationship should have purpose. And the saddest thing, I was talking to a guy called me today, and he's talking about some of the issues that he had, and then it really got ugly. The situation, relationship really got ugly. And he was talking about while in counseling, the person that he was with could not really say anything that was purposeful to why they were together. And he said that really broke his heart. And then he said when he thought about it, he never got together with a purpose in mind. And many people get so caught up with the external that we don't realize that God put us together for a purpose. He said, for this cause, the two shall become one. So one of the purposes of being in a relationship is that two become one. Because you can watch this, when you work as a team,
Right.
and that as one, then you become unstoppable.
Right.
Yeah, because when you get weak, you got somebody, like we talk about walking. When you get weak, you got somebody to say, hey, you can do this. Hey, take your time, breathe. I'm going to coach you too. Put your hands on top of your head. Whatever the case may be, hold on. You're okay. Somebody's checking. See, that's what a rescuer does.
Yeah.
I'm a rescuer. I'm grading my own paper. Hey, what kind of grade do I get? Do I get an A minus?
You get an A plus.
I get an A plus?
Because you're a rescuer.
She said that because my birthday's Saturday. I'm going to be 6.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
The
And,
big 60.
But listen, so I really find that's where a lot of couples really get into troubles. A lot of relationships, people that are dating, when it comes down to really understanding, is this person trying to help me? Or is this person trying to hurt me? Or is this person trying to hold me back?
Right. And when we first met, we already said we weren't thinking about purpose or anything like that.
No, we weren't.
We were thinking about that.
You was thinking about this 12 pack.
I was thinking about that 12 pack.
Watch your mouth. What else were you thinking about? What else? Watch your mouth.
I was thinking about all this fineness.
And y'all saw her. She almost.
Oh goodness.
She almost said
he
something.
likes to add to it.
She always said, listen, this ain't the pastor tonight. This is Chris and Elle. This ain't Lady Elle. This Chris and Elle. Y'all, she almost said something she wasn't supposed to say.
Okay. All right. Just add to it.
Hey.
But yeah, listen. But just to be honest, and so we're trying to help people who are just starting out in relationships as well.
Yeah.
So they won't have to later on, after being married for, a little while, saying, what is our purpose together?
Well, we're talking about some natural things and some natural occurrence, but then, there's a scripture reference that helps us to understand. I think it's Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 21 says that the two should come together. Watch this. Here it is, out of a reverence for Christ. Mm-hmm. And that's, we talk about, Ephesians 5 and 22, wives submit to your husbands, but there can be no submission to each other, to the husband or to the wife until first there is a submission. Watch this, out of reverence for Christ.
Yeah.
And that's really important. And, I say this and I don't mean to keep saying it, but I'm a better man. I'm a better husband this time around 30 years later because I have a reverence for Christ. Mm-hmm. And somebody else watching me tonight and watching us tonight, that becomes the foundation.
Yeah.
A reverence for Christ, not just for myself, not just for you, but once my vertical is right, then my horizontal falls into place.
Yeah.
And that's really important because A lot of times, we trying to get the horizontal
Right.
without the vertical. And when that's out of whack, everything else is going to be out of whack.
Right. And so when you first in a relationship, or if you're already in a relationship,
Yeah.
then you have to first work on that vertical. And before you get into the relationship,
Yeah.
you need to work on know what who that person believes. Do they believe in Christ?
Yeah.
Are they saved?
Yeah.
And so if that's not the case, then the relationship is not going to be balanced anyway. You're not going to be rescuing each other. You're not going to have time to get, once you get into the marriage, trying to change a person. That's not going to happen.
Those of you that are watching, if you don't mind, would you just kind of, so we can know who we got on tonight, just kind of type it in and let us know who it is. And if you're watching online, if you're driving, just give us a shout out. We want to know who we are and where we are. And please subscribe to our page. We're
Yeah.
building something here that is of purpose and it is of power and is really important. When I think about, a marriage should have purpose.
Yeah.
And or a relationship should have purpose. We talk about this idea that the Pennsylvania life insurance salesman and his wife was traveling. And, they were traveling. I used to work for a life insurance company. And so traveling, and we stopped to get some gas. And, I saw Lenore talking to this guy. And I'm like, who that guy, with all the grease on? She said, well, we went to high school together. And I said, oh, that was a little love of your life. And, see how she looking at me? Y'all see how she looking at me? And then, I told her, I looked at her and said, aren't you glad you married me? Because if you married him, you'd have been with the greasy man, but now that you're with me, you're with the person of prominence. And so, and then what did you say? What did you say?
I said, if I would have married him, he would be in your place and you would be over there with the grease on you.
Oh my God.
So it's because of me.
Oh my God.
I rescued you.
Oh, y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? In other words, really what we can say then is the idea that we're supposed to complement each other.
Right.
And not compete against each other.
Yeah.
Y'all need to type that in the feed for me tonight. We're supposed to what? Complement each other. And we're not in competition. And I see that so many times. I see that when pastors and their wives in ministry, and I see it in those, in the corporate world. I just see it those who are in competition when we're supposed to be complementing each other. You are where you are who you are. Watch this, because of the complementary role that your spouse or your boyfriend or the person you're dating, you will only be as good as that person is able to complement, not just with words, but understand that that person is suited for you. I like tailored clothes, and my clothes are tailor made for me.
That's right.
And even if I buy it off the rack, I'm still going to I want some tapering.
Right.
And I want some touch up done. Just because I bought it off the rack, I still want it to be contoured to my body. And, when he says that the two shall become one, in other words, that person rightly fitted for you. Eve had a lot of beasts. She had to name all the beasts of the field. She let all them beasts go by until there was one that was suitable for her. And so, you couldn't marry anybody. You couldn't really. You dated a few beasts and all of that, and and I did too, and yada yada yada. I'm not calling my ex-wife a beast.
That's right.
But we don't want that to ever be said. But what I'm saying was, when you find the one that is suited for you, it fits you, and it doesn't fit anyone or anybody else.
Right.
And so
you can't make that person fit.
You can't make them fit.
So if you try to make that person fit, then you become a kidnapper.
Ooh,
so you can't make that person fit where you want them to fit.
You can't make that person love you.
No.
I don't care what you do. If they don't want you, you can't make them fit you.
Don't make them want you.
Oh my God. And if they don't want nothing, if they don't want to be nothing, you can't make them be nothing.
That's right.
And so now you all in the tizzy, you all round up. You all in a bad way because you're saying, and you trying to compare them to somebody else, and they'll never be somebody else because they weren't created and fitted to be somebody else. And so those are the kind of things that you must that you must realize. And those are the kind of things that we must understand, and that we complement each other, that we don't compete against each other, but we are to be there to rescue. So watch this. You had to rescue me. When you first met me, man, I looked good on the outside, but on the inside, I was jacked up. And she had to rescue me. Why are you looking at me?
Because
Why are you looking
you're
at me like
talking.
that? Why are you
I'm looking at you because you're talking.
You're looking at me a certain way, like you want to say
No,
something smart, like you want
no,
to, like
I really don't. I was really listening
you're looking
to
at me
you.
like you want to kidnap me.
Okay. I would do a different type of kidnapping. But go on. We talking about this here. Go
But it's really amazing. It's really amazing. It's really amazing.
on.
And but when we begin to really examine this thing, that you've had to rescue me, and then there've been times where I've had to rescue you.
Right.
And but we're in this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
There were times for a while in our lives, it was like we could never both be working, and
Right.
producing at the
At
same
the
time.
same time.
I mean, it was just really amazing, man. And so, but we had to
Mm-hmm.
be there for each other. We couldn't say, well, you ain't bringing nothing to the table, and you couldn't say
Mm-hmm.
that I wasn't bringing nothing to the table, because guess what? A lot of times it may not have been financial, but I was bringing something else. I may have been bringing some emotional stability,
Right.
or the other way around, and so
Mm-hmm.
some encouragement. So all of those. Now, don't get me wrong. We need some production, and we need some produce.
Right.
We need some money right out the air. You need some of that. But what good is that to have that and then have no peace
Mm-hmm.
in a relationship?
Right.
So, but when we see so much going on, man, in the world, and we see what the picture that Hollywood has given us, and we see the picture that social media has given us as
Mm-hmm.
it relates to relationships need some work.
Yeah.
And being in a relationship, even if you're just dating, it requires lots of energy and lots of work. And if you're not ready to put the work in,
Mm-hmm.
I would advise you, don't do it. Don't get in a relationship. Don't date right now. Just wait and say, you know what? Thank you, and you look good, and you all of that. Bam, bam, bam. You all of that. But right now, I'm working on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And in a relationship, you're gonna have to talk to each other
Whew.
and not just tell each other what you want, but listen to one another and see what the other person wants or needs. And it's there's have to be some communication. And a lot of times we wait till the last minute and nobody says anything, and by the time you're talking, it's too late.
But sometimes I feel like talking though. Men, women like to talk. Let me help you. Do I have any fellas? I ain't got no fellas. Fellas, y'all need this right here. Um, you ask a woman, you say, how was your day? Oh man, I went to the grocery store. When I went to the grocery store, you could never guess who I saw. I don't know who you saw. Tell me who you saw. Yes, I don't feel like trying to guess. I saw such and such. And we started talking. Okay, but I'm trying to figure out, what time we gonna eat dinner and all of that. And then when I left there, then I thought about I was gonna go get my nails done, and then I thought I was gonna do this and gonna do that. Man, we don't be wanting, we just be wanting to know, okay, what's for dinner? Y'all like to talk. Y'all like the women. I said the ladies like the details.
That's right.
Men don't like.
But that's the only way you're gonna learn about the other person.
I know.
And
I
learn
know.
the other person needs
I
and
know.
wants. Learn about what you guys want together as a family, as a whole. You have to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have money issues, you have to talk about it.
Yeah, you gotta talk about it.
You can't just let them just slide by and hope they go away, because they're not.
Yeah.
So we gotta have to talk.
So we gotta talk about detail stuff.
That's right. You have to talk about.
But do we have to
detail
talk about the
stuff.
detail stuff about who all we bumped into at the store?
Well, you
and all
know
that?
what? You know what?
Do we have
Yeah,
to?
you just have to listen, and you just have to endure that moment.
I ain't got no brothers to help me. That'd be
Endure
so
that
painful.
moment.
That'd be
Thank
so
you,
painful.
ladies. See, that's if they don't want to come on, that's on them. If they don't want to come
That'd
in,
be so painful.
that's on them.
That'd be so painful.
So, but ladies, if we had a long day and we want to talk about our day, then that's what they need to do, and listen. And then what if they rubbed our feet while we did it? That would be even better.
We're gonna talk about that, because see, just because we rub your feet don't mean we want something sexual.
Right. I'm
But see,
about rub my
no,
feet
no, no,
and
no,
listen to what I'm talking about.
No. I understand, but that's how men think sometimes.
Oh, okay.
When there's some touch feeling going on, the
Oh,
men,
they
men
think
think,
that's the they
man,
think that's
listen,
what they about to have some dessert after dinner.
listen, some appetizers. Forget we talking about dessert.
They, they jumping before. They
Let's get
jumping.
some appetizers first. But I'm just saying, when we talk about this idea of communicating and talking, and it's really important that we do so
Right.
because we realize that we're in this thing together, so we have to talk about it. That's the two becoming what? One. And I can't say this because we got 5 minutes and we got to get off. But what I can say is, when they say the two must become one. Now this is really where it gets sticky right here.
Right.
Your money can't just be your money.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, okay. Your money can't just be your money. It's our money.
That's right.
I know a lot of times people they got this count over here. My mama told me to always, keep some stashed away. No. If we're gonna be one, then we're gonna be one. A good analogy of that was I was talking to a young lady. I was a few years ago, and the guy came over and he was telling me about his girlfriend and how they were living and how she didn't want to share money and wouldn't do this and wouldn't want to buy the house. So I kind of worked out. I said, well, let me ask you this. He didn't want to share. And I said, well, do y'all sleep in the same house? I said, yeah, we're in the same house. Look who's on. We got Wayne with us tonight.
Oh,
And
yeah.
listen, he said, look,
that cut.
are we giving Wayne a promo?
I don't know. He guess what? He mentioned his own.
He mentioned his own.
Yeah.
He need to pay us for our commercial,
That's right.
for our promo.
A free cut.
But what I'm saying
Hey,
is this is that and so I asked the guy, I said, well, y'all stay in one. He said, you'll stay in one house. And then I said, well, when y'all go in the house, do y'all go through the same front door? I said, yeah, we go through the same front door. I said, when y'all eat, how many tables y'all eat? He said, man, we sit at the same table. I said, oh, okay. And when y'all go to bed, how many beds y'all? Oh, we sleep in one bed. I say, now you want to stay in one house. You want to come through one door. You want to sit at one table. You want to sleep in one bed, but you don't want to have one bank account. Needless to say, the next day she dropped him like he was a hot potato. Because I had to open her eyes. I'm like, hey, this guy is not into you. He's a kidnapper.
Right.
He wants your money, but he don't want no relationship. He only wanted a transaction.
He wanted a transaction.
And not a what?
A relationship.
And not a relationship. So, when God says the two shall become one, and God says we got to move beyond just transactions and move into the place of having relationship.
Right.
And, and then we share all things. I think we can leave with this one about the couple at McDonald's.
Okay.
Can I leave with that one?
Okay, yeah.
Can we leave with that one?
Yeah, we can leave with that one.
Yeah, because we're talking about one. And so a couple was sitting at McDonald's. And when we got there, we saw them. I said, oh, man, it's an elderly couple. And it was an elderly couple and they were sitting side by side. And they had
one Happy Meal.
One Happy Meal, cheeseburger, French fries,
and
a drink. And so they was eating. I was like, oh, man, this is not good. Why? And we started like, man, what can we do to help them? And so we said, hey, why don't we buy you? And they said, oh, no. Watch this. They said, we only have one set of teeth. we only have one set of teeth, and when she gets done, she will give me the teeth, and it'll be my turn to eat. The whole moral of the story was that they were so connected with each other that they were willing to share everything. And if you're not in a relationship where a person is willing to share everything that they have in their possession with you, not willing to share it, then you have a kidnapper and not a rescuer. Oh my God. Listen, did y'all hear what I said? You have a kidnapper and not a rescuer. And so listen, we're out of time. But that story is a powerful, compelling story.
Yes.
The analogy of one set of teeth, and we're so into each other and to each other's well-being that if we only got one set, we'll share a Happy Meal.
That's right.
Any closing remarks? Anything you want to end out with for the people that are watching us tonight?
I just want to say, just encourage one another.
Yeah.
Keep pushing one
Yeah,
another.
yeah.
Listen to one another.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can listen and no words are
Yeah.
being spoken at all.
Ah,
So
yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
the actions of the other person,
Yeah.
and just be in tune with your whether it's your spouse
Right.
or your it could be your boyfriend,
Yeah,
girlfriend,
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Just be in tune with one another,
Wow.
so that you can be a rescuer
Yeah.
and not a kidnapper.
Somebody said, who is that? For the lover, you said, watch out for that kidnapper.
You know who that is, huh?
No, I don't know who that is.
That's
Who's that?
Brenda.
Ah, that's a sister-in-law.
Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't know. Listen, I was trying to see who that was. No wonder you look so pretty. I ain't know. Now I know who it is. That's my pretty sister-in-law. And but listen here, watch out for that kidnapper. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And but listen, hey guys, if you have not, subscribe to our page.
Yes.
And our relationship is not perfect, but I can tell you this: it is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is very healthy. And we want to help you to have a healthy relationship, have healthy communication, and so that you can enjoy a healthy outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And so next week we'll have episode 3, and listen, episode 3, and next week when we talk about episode 3, we're going to talk about how to have a prosperous marriage or a prosperous relationship, prosperous dating. And, because that is the will of God. And so, yes, we're talking about all kinds of things, but we also must include God as the center and the source of our relationship. Hey, listen, I thank God for you. It has really been my joy to have you with us tonight. And it's really just been really an amazing time and an exciting time. And you guys mean so much to us. We thank God for you. Hey, listen, make it a great night.
Make it a great night.
Anything else you want to say?
And we'll see you on next Thursday.
Next Thursday night.
Tell all your friends and family.
Chris and Elle.
Chris and Elle.
Yeah, the relationship buzz. Peace. God bless you.